there and says, "There goes Mom." Leo used to call
And that was
her
great.
my little Japanese.
Because and I asked him when I first seen a picture of your mom, I said, is she Oriental?
Of my mom?
Yeah, because she looked Oriental.
And she had that real curly hair like
No, her face.
Oh.
And her eyes looked Oriental. She
Really?
should have liked him.
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
Because they...
You know, what this all boils down to is I met her and up at Cairo, Illinois, we was going up there. There's a bar up there, and everybody from Fort Campbell, I don't know, it must have been a 2-hour drive each way.
Quit.
From the base up there.
And this was Mama?
Quit.
This was my mama?
Yeah, with your mama. And
Quit.
what was I gonna say about that?
You met her in Cairo. Cairo.
Cairo.
Something else.
Oh, so that's where she was from, Illinois. Cairo, is that what it's called, Cairo or Cairo, Illinois?
Cairo, yeah. But I was gonna tell you something about her. It just
Something
went out
about
of my mind.
from there. Well, come back. Did you meet her in Cairo?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
she was in Illinois when you met her?
Yeah, I went to quite often when I had the money, I'd go with somebody who's going up there. What was it? I hate it now. When
I do it all the
my mind is
time.
going on me,
You'll remember. That's what I do when I'm telling something, then I'll forget. But then when I'm not thinking about it, it'll come back. That's all right. But it was funny that you were telling me about Grandma Billingsley being like that because I don't remember her, ever doing it. Oh gosh, no, I don't remember her, that side of the story of her, So it kind of cracks me up when you tell me stuff like that
I
about.
never saw her get drunk at Leo, but that's what happened that day. She got mad. She got mad at him. They used to have some,
Cora?
I guess, some hellacious arguments up there.
My grandma Cora did
Yeah,
with Leo.
with Leo. Yeah.
Really?
What I was going to say a while ago.
Oh, there you go, Daddy.
I met her up
What is my
there,
phone doing?
and I never had to see her several times. You know how you get acquainted with somebody and then see them
Yeah.
again and see them again at the bar.
Right.
And
Is that where
anyway,
you saw my mom? Was my mom at the bar, or was that just an example?
I think that's where I met her at.
That wouldn't surprise me.
But she finally went out with me, and I don't know whether I had the car or what, but we went parking, and I run my hand up her leg,
Yeah.
got right up there, and she had something on. It was her time of the month. She didn't have nerve to come out and tell me.
She wouldn't tell you.
No. But what? She went
That's so
home
funny.
and told her mother. And then she told me that she went and told her mother everything we did. Said, if it hadn't have been my time of the month, I believe I would have let him go all the way.
Never heard that story. Yeah, you gotta hear this one. So why would she go home and tell her mom that?
Yeah, that's where I was getting the whole story. Anyway, we met, and we went to Oklahoma, and I took a guy I enlisted with, and he wasn't a friend of mine, but we went in on the buddy system.
Yeah.
But we each one of them airborne lieutenants with ribbons and everything came on, talked to everybody in the auditorium, and that's when we signed up to go, me and him both signed up to go airborne.
When you first enlisted?
Yeah, we just went straight in, wasn't signed up for nothing, just whatever.
And his mama would only let him go to the Army
I
because
wanted to go
the
to-
Army
I
stayed
wanted-
on the ground.
I wanted to go to the Navy worse than anything.
Air Force.
Was that straight out of high school that you did that? Went into the
Yeah, I
Army?
was in high school. I hadn't
You were still in high
graduated,
school?
But
What?
I was one of the last ones in Oklahoma that they took the GED.
Yeah.
And
They-
issued
they-
a diploma for it.
They
Wow.
graduated me in my hometown, not 58, but 59.
Oh, so it was your
I should
off.
have graduated in 58.
So when we went to the
But I
high
was-
school
I was one-
reunions,
Turn that
I was one of the last ones in Oklahoma or anywhere that they done that with.
Really?
Yeah, but my pictures are hanging on the wall in that uniform.
Really? I'd love to see that in the school. Or on the,
Yeah, in the school.
yeah,
they
at Sentinel. You need to
Sentinel?
go to Sentinel.
I would love that.
They changed over from
So that
one
school's still
school-
there and they have all that in
Yeah.
there.
one school
That's
to
way cool.
another. I don't know if they got enough walls to hang all the pictures.
Is it
there.
like all grade, since it's a small town, it's like
Yeah,
all the
it's
grades to
all
high
one
school?
grade. It's all one school, and they're all joined by walkways, covered
Oh, that's
walkways.
neat.
And the elementary, the junior high, and the high school, and they're all joined.
That's cool.
Have the same auditorium, same basketball.
That's
That's all
neat.
they had, basketball and baseball.
Yeah, they didn't have football. They
No.
didn't have
So,
enough.
some kid got hurt real bad playing football, and they
That
dropped.
happened a lot, and I remember, especially all these movies you see where they'd try and bring the football back, somebody gets hurt, and it's like, wow. You know, Larry Jr. always wanted to play professional football. I mean, well, high school and all that, and he really wanted to go out for all that stuff, and I think
Yeah,
they
he's
got to, but you know, my stepdad never,
he
he just
was
never,
always
you'll
a
get hurt.
big-
He didn't want anybody to get involved in anything, and it sucked because
Yeah, that's why Lance's name is Lance, because that was from a basketball player that was on when Kim had him
really, I didn't know
on
that.
the TV.
That don't
And so
surprise
he
me.
went for,
That's
for
why I
Lance.
didn't know that.
That's what he told us anyway.
I'd like to go to Sentinel because I haven't been there since. I remember just it being a place that I
You
liked.
were probably about 6.
I still remember though, like going through town, and I just remember like metal. Like,
Yeah.
is there some metal places where mills or something?
Yeah.
I remember this little town of just like metal
Do you
Where we
remember
lived,
in Sentinel.
Sentinel? Do you remember
they had
that?
a cotton gin.
Do you remember
Would that
the
be like
water
metal
tower?
and stuff?
The
Or
building was big and metal.
see, I
Do
remember
you
that.
remember the water tower?
I'm
Think about
not
it.
sure about. I bet if I really thought about maybe because I just remember
It was
just
a
go
uni-
and I love
it was
this
a
little
unique color.
town. Color.
Colors.
I'm thinking yellow, but I don't know.
No. It
They
was
had to
red
have.
and white.
They had to have people go out.
Campbell soup.
It was.
Yeah.
Oh.
It looked like a Campbell soup can.
Okay. I don't
That-
remember that. I just
It's not there
remember
now.
this.
They took it down.
I just remember this road that wasn't like the roads today. I mean, I remember being really little, like
Yeah.
almost like
Well,
not pebble roads, but almost like
last time
gravel
you-
roads.
The last time you
It
went
was
up there,
sandy.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
Like
I
a
can't believe I
like a
remember
little
that.
gully you drove up, and each side was covered with plum bushes.
Oh yeah,
When
you were talking about the
came into
plums.
season, all the plums you wanted was right there.
That'd be cool. That's like a
love
place
wild
north
plums.
of Simi where they used to have the avocados and you weren't supposed to
Yeah.
grab them, but you
I
could go
love the
right through
wild
there and I
plums, though.
love
When
the
I-
avocados.
when I was a
Plums are
kid,
good,
we were
too.
sent out to get the wild plums and the blackberries, and my grandmother
That's cool.
would put them up, make
Especially
preserves
remembering
out
that.
of them. Yeah.
And you know
That
what?
was really cool.
I wish I could I kind of like, I really do kind of remember some of that. I was really little. I wonder if I could like draw it and then see if it looks like what it was.
Tell
'Cause
her
I love
about
that.
Bruce being born.
Uh-oh. About, oh,
Tell her about Bruce being born. What
Well-
happened when Bruce was born?
we could probably
They couldn't
take
get the
the,
doctor to come in.
And she wouldn't wear, and your mom.
The aluminum off for a few minutes.
Edna wouldn't, he had to iron his clothes before he
yeah,
could
what
take-
was the thing about Bruce being born? I can't remember. What was
The
the deal?
doctor wouldn't come out of the parking lot. He was naked with his girlfriend.
The nurse was his
The nurse.
girlfriend, and he was out in the parking lot
So who delivered Bruce?
with his
The
girlfriend.
stork? Huh?
Nurse delivered him.
I was going to say the
Naked.
stork actually delivered him.
One of them kept going out there and telling him, "You got to come in. She's fixing to have a baby. You got to come in. You got to come in."
Where are you at? I'd be out there kicking
He
his
was right there
butt.
with her.
Was
You're
in
out there.
Cairo, Illinois,
Oh, okay.
and
That's where Bruce is from. I didn't know that.
At a different place.
finally a nurse had to deliver him.
I remember you telling me that now. I would not. You guys paid the bill for the doctor? I was going to. You didn't. That's awesome.
I went and told that doctor, I said, "You didn't deliver, you're not getting paid."
That's awesome, Daddy. That's what I would have done. I love that you did that because that's something I would have done.
So he never got paid for it.
Did he get to still be a doctor there? Did he get in trouble or anything for the doctor?
Your daddy wouldn't pay him.
You
He
just,
just didn't get his money.
well, what'd you tell him why you couldn't pay him?
He wouldn't pay him.
I know,
He
but
said,
what'd
"You
you
didn't deliver him."
And you just said you didn't deliver him. You didn't
Yeah,
tell
I
on
said-
him. You
I
didn't tell
said
on him.
They couldn't get you to come in. And
And does Bruce know this story?
I said, "I'll
He
pay."
does. Okay. He's
I'll-
never shared that with
I
me.
said, "I'll pay the nurse, have them pay the nurses."
Yeah.
But I said, "I won't."
Yeah. You
I
tone that down, Mama. Thank you. That's so funny. I'm gonna tell him he was. Oh boy, big difference. It seems like it got louder as it went, doesn't it?
It did.
These TVs do that.
I told him, I said, that damn TV down there goes up on its own.
It does. I think it does. That's so funny. So I'll just have to give
Maybe
Bruce a hard.
somebody's sitting on the remote.
Look at Yo-Yo just sitting there
Tell
going,
her-
not me.
tell
What
her
does he
about
have? What does she
when-
have? Or is that just her feet? Does she have something down there?
What?
Yo-Yo, I can't tell.
She's got one of those,
Toys?
ropes.
Oh, good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Play with your toys. Look at her
Let
being
me
so
tell
good.
you,
That's good.
I stuck my head around that corner and told her, said, "Come on, Yo-Yo," and she's learned to
Hi,
stay
honey.
close to the door. She
I
knows
love
I'm going to
you.
watch out for her.
Yeah.
And she'll.
It was so sweet when she came up here when I was working today, and she just
She
She
said
just hung in there
would
like the
just
other
come up
dogs
there
did.
and said she just laid down and
yeah.
what?
She would just kind of look at me like, how come you're not looking at me when you're talking? But it was cute to have her up there with the other dogs. She just joined the group. I saw this little thing, like a little wiener. I was like,
She'll
that's
sit and watch her.
neat.
Look, she's
Yeah.
doing it now.
Isn't she pretty? Look at that
She's-
face.
In fact, she
She's
may
got a
be looking
pretty
at
face.
me. I don't know, but
And look at old Jealous over here. Hi, baby.
I just can't imagine. He looks
I
at me.
can't
He
help
says,
playing with their ears. I
he
always
says,
do.
"Wonder what she's going to be like when we get her home." I said, "We've already had her since May." He said, "I thought I dreamed that."
Oh, well, you've had her.
Kelly-
I just wish she was better mannered for y'all.
Tell
when I
her.
was in the army, I met this guy. He wasn't in my unit, but he was in the one above me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how I got acquainted with him. But anyway, he lived at Granite, come from Granite, Oklahoma. That's probably why I got close to him.
How close
Which
was
is,
that
which
to
is,
Sentinel?
About 30 miles.
Oh, that's
30
not-
miles
that's
maybe from
not-
where I did.
Yeah, that's not far at all.
That's where the prison is.
We took a leave and
What a coincidence,
went
you know.
down there together. And I don't know, I think that's the time I bought a car down there. And we drove back together.
Quit.
And a friend of mine, another friend of mine, had taken a leave. It was around Christmas, or it's when a lot of people taking leave.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we came up on that friend of mine going back, and we never could get him to pull over. Drive beside him and honk and wave.
Yeah.
He never would pull a car over.
Why is that?
Which I said, the heck with him. He's afraid somebody roll him or something, I guess.
Yeah. You have
But,
me and him so think alike. That cracks me up.
Anyway,
I love
I
it.
told you.
when I met your grandma up there,
Yeah.
we went out to, they had a pit, and it was maybe like a fishing deal, or maybe they lived out there, but they had a pit, and a big pit. They'd go out there and grill on that pit, and
They would grill on. Is that what you said?
grill on it.
Oh
And
wow.
A pit.
Wow. Yeah.
for some reason, I got to talking about that guy I met, and I said his name, and
What?
I said his name for some reason,
Yeah.
and she got to thinking, and Cleburne, you say, his name's that? And I said, yeah. She said, where's he from? And I said, Granite, Oklahoma. And she asked me several more questions about him. And it was her nephew.
Really? Oh wow.
Her brother's son or something.
Yeah.
Because I asked him, I said, how the hell did you meet?
Small
Edna?
world.
And he said, he said, well,
I think
she was up in Illinois with her mother
He said it was
and
maybe
his stepdad, and yeah. And
I don't know how it was I met her. I can't remember now.
but
He said
he
maybe
had-
in the bar. He said maybe
I
in the
like
bar.
never got
I
her.
don't think so.
I didn't meet her in that bar.
Oh, okay.
No,
I like to never got her to go in there. And we went to a movie. They had a movie
Beer
there
drunk.
in that town. But
Yeah. You went. What'd you say? You went to the movie in the town?
I-
Little Carol. I've never been to
but
Carol.
what was unusual is I was serving in the army
with her cousin.
with her nephew.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
well,
just happened to be talking about Granite or something.
Yeah.
Cleburne was his last name.
Claiborne. Yep.
but it was Edna's cousin.
Yeah.
See, we still need to do those.
DNAs and
And the family tree of what's the one that's real popular?
but that's so expensive. It's
Yeah,
like
I did it for a while. and
It's like $40 a month.
really, I thought I had it less than that.
To be what?
It's expensive, Daddy.
Genealogy.com.
Yeah, it's genealogy. But I remember doing that for a while, and it was, I don't know, I must have had a special or something, because I remember it being a lot less, and it wasn't $40 a month. And I remember doing the Garrison side. I just didn't get real far because I didn't have a lot of information. But once you start putting information in, it starts
popping.
That's
up.
how well I found Clint Garrison, who is our cousin somehow.
Clint, we found out from Susie. Clint Garrison is our cousin by marriage because his cousin, that is
Wait a minute.
Garrison, married Clint Garrison.
Wait a minute. A boy married him?
No,
Right?
a girl. His cousin.
Oh, but
was a
but his name
Garrison.
is Garrison. His last
Yes,
name.
she married her name was Garrison. She married a Garrison.
Oh, but he's not
So
really
Clint
our
is
Garrison.
really related to us by marriage only.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because he always calls me cousin.
Yeah,
and
because
yeah.
he is.
They had
Okay,
a deal one time
yeah.
about the Garrison reunion down in North or South Carolina, someplace. And somebody down there had threw
He's falling asleep.
a family type, not a send them a card to come to the reunion, but just
Word of mouth or
any
something?
Garrison that wants to
Oh.
come to the deal. Wound up with like 70,000 people showed up.
Wow. I
mean,
waited on a
everything was
Garrison.
booked. Everything around there was
That'd be
booked.
so cool.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
they're-
you can't get any rooms or nothing.
Yeah, the Garrisons originate from Kentucky. Bowling Green.
Oh, really?
Bowling Green,
Because
Kentucky.
I had a customer the other day that was a Garrison, and I want to say he was from Kentucky. And I kind of joked with him. I said, I'm a Garrison. I said, maybe we're related or something. And we kind of joked, but his last
they
name was
still have
Garrison.
family in Bowling Green, yeah.
He could have been a distant relative, and I never knew
That's
it.
right.
There's a story around that too.
Well, I want to hear that. Do tell, Daddy.
My grandpa was a rounder.
A what?
A rounder.
Rounder.
He was a character. What we would call a
He
character.
drank.
Oh.
He drank a lot and he gambled a lot.
And he messed around a lot.
And this was
he
who?
messed around a lot.
His grandpa.
Your grandpa.
He messed around
So
a lot
Leo's-
with all the wives of the people in town.
This was your daddy's dad or your mom's?
His grandpa Garrison.
Okay,
Garrison.
your daddy's dad. Okay.
And the men finally got together
Oh.
and they
This isn't
all,
sounding good.
They all put the money in a pot. And
Yeah.
they brought the money to him and said, this is yours if you'll just pack up and take your family and move.
That's too funny.
And that's how our Garrisons came to Sentinel. Is they put them on a train.
Where was that from? Where were they at?
Bowling Green.
Bowling Green.
Oh, Bowling Green, Kentucky. Okay.
My daddy was a
The only boy.
go-getter, I guess.
Yeah.
And he was that way. My daddy was that way.
Clean till he died.
Hmm.
Almost.
He tried to, what do you call it? When he tried to get somebody to do something, he propositioned one of the nurses there
Oh.
where she worked.
Yeah, he did.
Your daddy did?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I was working there at Clinton.
Wait
Yeah.
a minute. Poor grandma.
Well, let me tell you.
She was dead.
He died at 82,
I see.
and he had a 40-year-old girlfriend that died
Grandpa,
going to Hobart to get them some
Really?
alcohol.
Oh, my goodness.
Because
And that's all.
He was a
they
charmer,
don't
huh?
Get it. And
Goes through the family, huh? They're all the way back to
no,
great
he
grandpa.
wasn't.
Oh,
He-
no?
No, the first time I ever met him, he pulled a gun on me. He was in his underwear. And
His
he pulled-
daddy did?
Yes,
Grandpa
and he pulled a gun on me.
Why?
And we didn't know why. And he was drunk when we got there, and he got so mad, he pulled the phone out of the wall and told him, he said, Dad, this is my girlfriend.
You just got your eye boogies. You're right.
And, yeah.
no,
Wow.
he
That was
had-
the first time you met him?
He had you drive him